Yo, what is up, YouTube? The NBA finally back after a long off season, and I'm excited about it. The NBA is one of my favorite sports to watch, bet on, and it's also one of the most profitable sports to bet on. In 2023, I'm already up over $40,000 if you include last season, and hoping to keep it going. So this video, we're gonna focus on PrizePicks, how to beat PrizePicks when you're betting on the NBA. I have a bunch of tips and strategies that I learned when I was starting to use PrizePicks that I found helpful to making money, and I hope they make you some money as well. So without further ado, let's get into it. So my first tip is simple, and it also applies to betting on any sport, but it's really the foundation of profitable sports betting, making money sports betting on PrizePicks. And it's that you gotta find some value in the market. Even if you really like a bet or a player to go over, you should still be comparing the lines on PrizePicks to those on other books to make sure you're not getting ripped off, right? All these sports books set lines independently, and sometimes PrizePicks has really good lines, other times they have really bad lines, and you wanna make sure you're not getting ripped off, right? You don't wanna bet Damian Lillard over 29.5 points if all the other books have his line at 27.5, because you know you're getting ripped off. Right? It's like being a day trader. If you had to buy every stock at 20% higher of a price, you're never gonna make money, right? So the foundation of profitable sports betting is you gotta be comparing lines between PrizePicks and other sports books like FanDuel and DraftKings and make sure you're getting decent value on all of your picks. It's the NBA preseason, so not a ton of books have lines up yet, but you can see this tool is called the Sportsbook Screen. And all it allows you to kind of do is browse odds from platform to platform and figure out which book is offering you the best line. So for example, if you want to take Kyle Kuzma over in points, you should not be taking that play on Underdog Fantasy. They have the line at 16.5 when there's other platforms giving you 14.5. So you know Underdog Fantasy is a ripoff. They're ripping you off, right? If you take them over 16.5. And again, as a sports bettor, you're always looking for value in the market. So what I always recommend doing before you ever hit something on PrizePicks is always double check the lines on Underdog Fantasy and make sure you're getting some decent value on PrizePicks. So my first tip, pretty simple, right? You want to try to find some value in the market. That's only going to help you win more plays on PrizePicks, make more money long term. The second tip, though, is a little more complicated, but can make you a lot of money on PrizePicks, okay? And it's called positive correlation. You want to look for plays that are positively correlated. And I know this can be a little confusing at first, so we'll go through some examples. But what you have to remember about PrizePicks is this platform has fixed payouts, right? Any 5-pick entry you create, any 5 flex play, you're always getting the exact same payout, 10x, 2x, 0.4x, depending on how many plays you get correctly, right? It doesn't matter if you take soccer picks, if you take overs or unders, what sport you're betting on, none of that matters. This is a fixed payout platform. Any 5 picks you select, you're always getting the same payout, right? So what makes sense to do on PrizePicks is you wanna find plays that are likely to occur together. That's called positive correlation. So as a simple example in football, right, in the NFL, if we want to take Patrick Mahomes over in passing yards, and we can also find some value on Travis Kelce over in receiving yards, those plays would pair really well together, right? If Patrick Mahomes goes over in passing yards, if he balls out, has a great game, throws for 400 yards, Travis Kelce probably went over in receiving yards. That's his main target. It would make no sense to take Mahomes over and Kelce under. You're getting the exact same payout if you take Mahomes over, Kelce over, and Mahomes over, Kelce under. So you want to look for plays with positive correlation, regardless of the sport you're betting on. So how does this apply to the NBA? Well, in the NBA, think about pick and rolls, right? If you want to take a point guard to go over in assists, and you can also find some value on a center to go over in points, those plays would be positively correlated. So there's a bunch of examples of correlation, of positive correlation that you can use to make more money betting on the NBA. I have some separate videos about correlation that I recommend, you can kind of look into and I'll link to in the end screen. But positive correlation is very exploitable on PrizePicks because this platform has fixed payouts and can make you a lot of money betting on PrizePicks. So look for plays that are positively correlated. Now, my third tip, which is especially important when you're betting on the NBA, is follow lineup announcements as well as injury announcements. right? So in the NBA, let's just go through an example. Let's say the Bucks are huge favorites in a game and they decide to give Giannis a break. They decide to give him a rest, right? Once that news is released, every other player's line has to move, right? If Lillard's points line was at 24.5, he's probably going to be taking more shots with Giannis out of the game, so it's probably going to move up. So if you're able to get on these injury and lineup change announcements pretty quickly, you have the chance to get some really good bets down on PrizePicks. This is a strategy that I've used. There are some good Twitter accounts that you can follow for lineup announcements, injury announcements, stuff like that, and it allows you to fire off some really good bets. So my fourth tip is just understand the math behind PrizePicks. I've done other videos where I break down the math behind PrizePicks, their payout structure, but you can see if I take Jamal Murray's over or his under, my payout doesn't change. Any 5 picks you select, so if we decide to go with Zion instead, our payout doesn't change. PrizePicks is a fixed payout platform. So basically, when you go through the math behind PrizePicks, what you're going to see is all you got to do to make money on PrizePicks, to be profitable on PrizePicks, is win your player prop bets, right? You have to be able to win these over-unders like Zion over or under 14.5 points. If you can win these over-unders above 54.25% of the time, you're going to be profitable, right? So basically, what you want to do is compare the lines on PrizePicks to those on the sports book. So you can see this is the OddsJam positive EV tool, positive expected value tool. And all this tool is going to do is scan PrizePicks and point out plays that are winning above 54.25% of the time, so they're profitable in a PrizePicks entry. So you can see Barkov, this is an NHL play, but the same logic and strategy applies to any sport you're betting on. You can see Barkov is heavily favored to go over 2.5 shots on goal. All these sports books, right? You have a bunch of billion-dollar companies right here. Same with Travis Kelce. This would be another good pick to go with that OddsJam is recommending. All the books have Travis Kelce heavily favored to go under 6.5 receptions. Caesars, a multi-billion-dollar company. They have a really good model. They're taking bets, moving around lines based on where action's coming in. They have Travis Kelce heavily favored to go under 6.5 receptions, so that seems like a great play to go with. Again, on PrizePicks, they're going to give us the same payout. If we go over to Travis Kelce, they're going to give us the same dang payout if we take Travis Kelce to go over or under. Our payout doesn't change, right? So we want to take Travis Kelce's under. That's the sharp pick that is winning above 54.25% of the time. And you can see that by looking at sports books. All of the sports books have his under super heavily favored. So that's the sharp pick to go with. And this is just PrizePicks strategy. It applies to betting on the NFL, anything, right? PrizePicks gives you the same payout regardless of the picks you select. Any 5-pick entry has this exact same payout. So making money on PrizePicks just boils down to winning your player prop over-unders like Kelce over under 6.5 above 54.25% of the time. And that's not super easy to do, right? You need a real advantage. Like we're trying to win our over-unders, just like Kelce over under 6.5. We're trying to win these plays 56% of the time, only losing 44% of our picks. So you need a real advantage on PrizePicks. And if you did that, your ROI would be like 12%. So PrizePicks, it boils down to win rate. So compare the lines on PrizePicks to those on the sports books. Look for spots where sports books have an under or an over, really heavily favored. That's how you're going to make money on PrizePicks. That's sharp betting strategy on PrizePicks.